or in Bogota. It is New Year's Day, so that's Ben, our geophysicist, and I flew overnight from London to Bogota on New Year's Eve, got some sleep, and now we're flying to Medellin. We've got a pretty important year here at Royal Road, so this time, we'll keep it light, but this is a serious couple of weeks that we're about to spend out on the GAM project, so the Güintar Alemán Margaritas project, putting holes in. Okay, so we haven't really drilled this project. We haven't drilled this project since 2022. We're going back. We're excited. We've got some new targets. It's a porphyry, so that's a copper, gold, silver porphyry that has got a lot of encouraging numbers in it. So 400 meters and open at 1% copper or a gram a ton of gold equivalent. So that's just with those three metals. And we're picking up from where we left off. That's really what we're doing, and looking forward to pushing this through now to being recognized for what it is, which is a new and exciting discovery. So stick with us. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of a walk around of our camp here at Güintar. We built this. We used it obviously a lot during the drilling 21-22, and it's just been put back in order, ready for the upcoming drill campaign. So we'll do a bit of a walk around. We're unfortunately right up in the clouds, but hopefully that'll clear by the time we get around here. This is all our gear as we move in. This is the kitchen. It's Vanessa and Karen. Hola. Hola. That's a bit close in. There's an office and a bedroom, toilet. And our accommodation is here. I think we've got 8 bedrooms. Can you come in?
You're in the boss's room.
I'm in the boss's room.
Para los
Iván. Omar. Hola.
¿Cómo está?
Estamos bien. So what we've got, the way this works is we generally have lights on, a bedroom, 2 bedrooms which share a bathroom. Oh man. There we go. So there's a bedroom on either side. I don't know if we can see that. There we go. Bedroom, bathroom, bedroom. Same, bedroom, bathroom, bedroom. Hola, Moni. Hola a la cámara.
Hola.
Moni looks after our environmental and social. Bedroom, estoy acá? Oh, I've got the president's suite. So, bedroom and bathroom. Electric showers. They're a bit funky, but they work pretty well. Good morning from the Güintar camp. Very rarely you get a good sleep like this. A beautiful sleep last night, and the sky's clear, so I can do a bit of a pan around. Okay, so right up in the valley there you'll see some steel roofs, steel roofing. That is the Alemán mine, gold mine. Just behind it you can see some rubble and mine waste on the cliffside there. They're well below that now, underneath that hill. Our porphyry essentially is under that big hill there, so with the 2 peaks on it. And culturally, Ivan's bringing me a coffee.
Coffee?
Gracias, Ivancho. And you can see, culturally, as I was saying, coffee. What else we got? Avocados, beautiful avocados. Mangoes, bananas, lemons. They can grow pretty much everything here, and it grows very quickly. In fact, one thing I should point out is that this camp, which we built back in 21, we put all these hedges in, as you can see, around the camp here. And that's the amount that they've grown in the last 4 years or so. Spectacular environment. I mean, you can see also, obviously, why managing environment, managing social, being connected with these communities is absolutely crucial. We're right on their doorstep, and the doorstep is stunning. So, obviously, in this part of the world, the emphasis is completely different to other places, you know, in which we work. I'm emphasizing emphasis because why not? Because you know, social and environmental is key in everything that we do. But here it's much more peaked and upfront, prominent, and worthy of significant attention. So we're waiting for breakfast. Buenos días. Let's see what a ver lo que estás cocinando. Salchichas.
Ranchera.
Excelente. Wow. Eso, papaya. Y bueno. Y lo más importante, café y el jefe. Okay. So today we've got a big day. We'll pick it up when we get down into the river. We'll be doing some important structural measurements on veining. So not really structural measurements, orientation measurements on veining to guide the upcoming drilling. Right, so just now we're down in a quebrada, so a creek. And what we want to do is try and understand the orientation of exposed porphyry mineralization here. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, you can see that stockwork of veins. Okay, that's what, believe it or not, our high grade looks like at depth. So when I'm saying high grade, these intervals that we drilled were commonly above 2 grams of gold, about 0.6 copper, and about half an ounce of silver. And you can see, and this is one thing I think is really important to point out, you can see here our saw cut channel samples. Okay, so it's a channel sample is not I mean, they're always unequivocal, of course, because you're in the oxide environment, so in an environment where weathering has an impact on your metal grades. But the best you can do is this, okay? So it's essentially a horizontal drill hole. You can see we've taken a saw blade to that. We've cut 2 lines and then chiseled out, saw cut vertical lines and chiseled out in between to take the sample. Now it's a pretty good sampling technique, you can trust that. We're always very explicit in how we report samples like this to ensure that, you know, they're trapped with a bit more confidence than just continuous rock chip channels. We describe them as saw cut channels. Something to watch out for in other press releases. You know, are they this reliable? These are very reliable, okay? So now the problem is we know that this is high grade. We want to drill back up there somewhere. Okay, by law, we have to be 30 meters away either side of this creek. It's a perennial creek, and so there's a restriction that we can't drill within 30 meters with a 30-meter buffer. And so what's really important to us now is to try and get a handle on if there's any orientation to this stockwork. Now, when you're looking at that, like I'm looking at that, it doesn't look like there's any orientation at all. But sometimes, and it'll probably happen here, when you statistically take a lot of measurements, which is about what we're going to do, you will find hidden in that a preferred orientation. Believe it or not. I'm not sure I believe it yet, but we'll take some measurements. Don't want to be boring you with too much of this stuff, but we just found something pretty interesting here where the stockwork veining that we've been measuring transitions to an area of strong magnetite. And those of you who know porphyry systems will know that magnetite's important as an indication of the potassic alteration zone within the center of the system. Just let me show you this. Here's the transition from the non-black stuff, okay, it's grey stuff, and then into the black stuff, and that black stuff is, it's a magnetic pen, as you can see, magnetic. And of course we've got that strong stockwork of veining. Okay, this is called Lulu. It's a fruit I haven't tried yet. It's native to South America. Looks a lot like a kiwi fruit. Okay, so what we get here in Güintar is two things. So we get the emplacement of the porphyry, which I think we've sort of discussed in this video. So that came in first. And that's a stockwork of veinlets which contain copper, gold and silver. And then cross-cutting that, as if, I don't know if some of you remember the old egg slicers. I'm old enough to remember when you used to get an egg, boiled egg, you'd stick it in a slicer with wires, you'd slice it, and then you'd take the sliced up pieces, stick it in a piece of bread. So there are veins here that cross-cut the porphyry system as if you were slicing the egg. And those veins are gold, so the porphyry system's the egg, obviously, or maybe I saw it, the porphyry system's the egg. And so those veins that cross-cut the egg are gold and silver rich. And that's what the local miners here are extracting, and that's what we're walking parallel to here. And the porphyry, we're pretty sure in this case, is below us. You guys see any intrusive?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
okay.
This is intrusive. This is...
Okay, so we're in the intrusive now. Okay, so is it porphyritic?
Yeah, on this side.
But no stockwork?
No.
Okay. Stockwork's below us, we think. Okay, so this is the first drill hole, potentially two holes going in. The Güintar, it's going into the stockwork. They should be drilling stockwork sitting in an intrusion. We've got two types of stockwork here. We've got the stockwork that's sitting directly in the intrusion, which is what's happening right here where we are, and also in the hornfells, which sits above or adjacent to the intrusion, which is up there. And that's the second drill platform. So these guys have just got they've just got themselves ready. So that's a track mounted, getting themselves ready. It's a truck mounted diamond rig. So we're here at Niverengo. We call it Niverengo. So it's the western part of the GAN license area. and that's just a little bridge that we put together some years ago now, for the locals to get across this river. And so, well, it's interesting being back here after being away for so long, at least, well, not that long, 3 years. So apart from forgetting that we did things like that, also I'm appreciating again the size of this system. So we are now, let me see, about 4 kilometers away from the porphyry center, and we're just about to enter a zone of very clear soil anomalism. Okay, so high copper and gold. And we did start drilling here. So there was a drill hole drilled here by Anglo back in the day, where they intersected about, let me see, about 80, 90 meters at a gram of gold. And we couldn't repeat that. We did some drilling around here. But what we did find were some strong indications of what we would call intrusion-related gold. So that's gold related with things like, well, in terms of metals at least, tungsten and tin, bismuth, high bismuth. So yeah, we're a long way away in an area that we really don't understand a lot about. We're seeing, interestingly, these rocks in this area is an old riverbed, probably about the size of the Cauca River, so a big river that was lifted up, I don't know, maybe in the last 5 million years or so. So it gives you an idea that we've got very young uplift here, just exposing these rocks. And we're coming into our first outcrop here. So yeah, so this is another area that needs a serious rethink and some more drilling.